we're in quarter-final stage. We're going to have a few predictions of what we've got. So first one up is Fulham versus Crystal Palace, which is Saturday lunchtime, which I think is a really interesting one. Apparently Mateta might be back, which would be good. Obviously, after that horrendous injury he suffered in the last round, which could be good. But what do you think, Jen? That's a tough one to call, isn't it, between Fulham and Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I don't think I can call that one. I think it's a difficult one for sure. You just don't know at the moment with this FA Cups. Like, anything can happen. Like, it's wild. I'd love to see Crystal Palace do it, but again, you can't write the FA Cup. It just doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
No, you can't. James is London Derby Saturday. He loves the FA Cup. Graham is wishing for Fulham. He can't believe of Palace, and James wants a Fulham 3-0 win. In fact, I think half of the teams in the quarterfinals have never won it before. Fulham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth and Brighton have never won the FA Cup, so it could be interesting if one of them can. Next up on the list, I'll go to as it's an all Premier League clash, I'll go to our Premier League correspondent over in Wales, watching we're over in Macedonia at the moment, watching them. Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Now, Brighton, as we mentioned on the pod recently, Rebecca, have been in great form. They're undefeated in their last 6 matches, which included a draw against Man City. They beat Newcastle. But, of course, Nottingham Forest have been on a decent run themselves, having a phenomenal season. And an FA Cup kind of win would be great. I think that's a really exciting, potentially, was the quiet tie. Rebecca's very excited about the tie. Wales I thought Rebecca was very excited about this. Even more excited than I am.
95th minute equaliser, bearing in mind there was only 4 minutes added of injury time.
It's one that. Who scored then, Rebecca? Who scored? Give us the highlights of that goal.
I missed a bit of it. There was everyone in front of net. It
was a goal, Jeff.
David Brooks. No. The one that came on for Nathan Broadhead. So we'll allow that sub.
Craig Bellamy master.
Exactly. Knows what he's doing. Jamie's happy as well. Walsall have got a goal. It means his bet's in. So happy days, happy goals going in all round the world at the minute.
The defender could have had that. Sorry, did again.
Managers out.
What defending? So Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Rebecca. What do you reckon?
Forest. And it's full time at Wales.
It's full time at Wales.
I reckon. Sorry, I keep getting distracted now. It's like the other week when we're watching Dundee and Celtic. No, I do think Forest will take that one, but I reckon that one could go to extra time. That will be like a really close match, which will just be edged by either penalties or just one goal.
Did Forest win in the last round on penalties? I got a feeling they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Brighton says Brighton for me purely because they're at home. He's back in Brighton for that one. And then Ben, we got the one potential upset, I suppose. Preston at home against Aston Villa on Sunday lunchtime. Aston Villa, of course, still in the Champions League, fighting for the Premier League top form. We've got a Sensei in top form. This is Preston's first FA Cup quarterfinal in 65 years. Wow. So what a huge game that is for them this weekend.
It is. And when you normally see like sides like that, haven't been to this stage of the competition for so long, they usually tend to deliver. But I've just got a feeling that Villa will walk it, good, maybe 2-0. In the end, I think, to be fair, they got an impressive victory in the last round against Burnley in the local derby, but I don't know, I think this might just be one step too far for them. But again, this is where we always say the old magic of the cup. But yeah, I think they'll give a good account of themselves, Preston. That's the thing, because look, this is a chance for them to get to Wembley. That's going to be in the back of their mind, and then again, that might just give them their extra motivation. I think if this had been in the third round, I would have said Aston Villa 100%, but because it's a quarter-final now, you just never know. And, what an occasion that would be for a championship side, again, to reach another semi-final, again, because they'll be wanting to follow in Coventry's footsteps for sure. So, yeah, I do think Villa will win 2-0, but I do think maybe the first half an hour, maybe first half in general. I think Preston will give a counter, but Villa should come through it in the end, just about.
This is it. Jamie thinks the same, just about 9-0 to Villa. That's what he says. But does back it up with, don't know what will happen in the FA Cup. That's why we love it. And Graham says it's got to be a comfortable Villa win for that one. They've got a decent squad now, Villa. That's the thing as well. So I think it's a real tough one. And Villa are another team, I suppose, a bit like kind of Newcastle, where you kind of feel they're on the, I can't believe it's been so long sort of for that kind of major trophy. Villa, not as long as Newcastle had been before they won the Carabao Cup. But, and some very depressing news in the chat. Graham says, Rochdale have lost 4-0 at home tonight. Another rant Thursday. I'm not accepting it, Graham. Change it. That's not okay. It's not. If we don't believe it, it hasn't happened. So maybe by Thursday we'll have a better score for sure. We'll manifest something. That leaves one more FA Cup game, which is very exciting. This one, I'm very intriguing on this one. Bournemouth versus Manchester City on Sunday evening. So you've got an excellent Bournemouth team in fantastic form. Manchester City, of course, still the favourites for the FA Cup. Not quite at it the same this season, but still it'd be difficult to put money on them sort of doing it. I think it's fair to say everybody is, or most people are sitting on the Bournemouth train here going, come on, if you could knock Manchester City out of the FA Cup with those sides left in, what a semi-final it could look like. But can it happen? What do you think, guys? Can Bournemouth knock out Manchester City, top off this fantastic season? Is it going to happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
4-0.
100%.
I like it.
I just have the feeling with Bournemouth being like, look, they're at home. They've done really well against the top sides this season, and the only thing that maybe Man City are clinging onto, but this is their last chance for a trophy this season, and it's. But then again, obviously everyone wants Bournemouth because we just want to see a different name. That's the thing on the trophy this year, personally. And what a semi-final would be, because then you're looking at Aston Villa would probably be the only sort of bigger team in there. The rest are like sort of mid-table, mediocre. And I really do hope that, because obviously if Man City get to the semi-final, I would expect them now to go and win it. But against Bournemouth, that's a tough ask for them, because Bournemouth have been very good this season in the way they've been playing. I really think that, I think they may be the slight favourites in this one personally. But yeah, I hope they're going to come through that one. But it will be very tough, though.
It's an interesting, very interesting one for Sunday evening to end on. Graham again with the negative comments. Man City for me, thinks the name's on the. That's strike two, Graham. Strike two, no more. Before the end of the show. If I get one more that says Salah signed a 6-year deal or something at Liverpool, that's too much. We're not having it. Jamie says can't stand the Ollie Club City. I'm hoping Bournemouth for the 6-1 with a 6-1 win. I think as long as Bournemouth progress generally, everybody will be.